They laughed at her rifle the moment she walked onto the dusty range. Its stock was faded red, chipped in places, a hand-me-down relic that looked more suited for a museum than for the hands of a soldier. The others whispered, their voices dripping with mockery. How could anyone aim straight with that thing? She heard it all, every cruel chuckle echoing against the steel targets in the distance. But what stung most wasn't the laughter. It was the quiet doubt curling in her own chest, the memory of battles fought not with the finest weapon, but with grit alone. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. She lifted the rifle anyway, fingers brushing over its weathered barrel like one might steady an old friend. In her mind, questions churned. Was she foolish to bring it? Was she setting herself up to fail? Around her, boots scuffed the dirt, a chorus of impatience. Someone coughed deliberately. Another muttered, "She won't even hit 100. And still, she said nothing. The sun was harsh overhead, the kind of heat that made the air shimmer like broken glass. Dust swirled low to the ground, catching in her throat as she steadied her breath. Every sound sharpened, the clink of a magazine, the murmur of men waiting, the faint rustle of flags on the perimeter. Yet inside, she found silence, that rare space where fear and focus meet. She thought of her father's words, spoken years ago, "A weapon is only as strong as the heart behind it." At 600 meters, the target was little more than a speck. At 1,000, it was nearly invisible. But today, the challenge stretched farther than any of them had dared, a staggering 6,000 meters. Nobody expected her to try. Nobody believed she could. The bet was unspoken, the tension palpable. She would miss, and their laughter would swell until she drowned in it. Her cheek pressed against the stock. It was warm, familiar, scarred like her own skin. She inhaled slowly, letting the weight of the rifle settle into her bones. The world narrowed, dust faded, whispers vanished. There was only her heartbeat, steady and stubborn. She pulled the trigger. The shot cracked across the range, a sound so sharp it seemed to slice the air. For a long breath, nothing moved. Then the distant metal rang. A single perfect strike, 6,000 meters away. The target quivered in silence. Every voice fell still. The men who had mocked her shifted, their smirks frozen, eyes wide with disbelief. A silence heavier than stone settled over the range. She lowered the rifle, her hands trembling, not from fear, but from the release of something long held inside. She had not just hit the mark. She had carved her defiance into steel. For a moment, doubt flickered among the crowd. Had they been wrong to laugh? Was strength measured by appearance, by polish and shine, or by endurance, by the will to keep standing when no one believed? The silence broke when one soldier stepped forward, clapping once then again. The sound grew, spreading like fire until the whole range echoed with applause. She didn't smile, not fully, but inside, she felt the quiet lift of justice, not the loud kind that shouts for recognition, but the steady kind that proves itself through patience and truth. And as she turned away, carrying the battered red rifle at her side, the same weapon they had mocked only minutes before, every man there knew they had witnessed something that could not be laughed away, because respect isn't given, it's earned, and when it arrives, it cannot be stolen back. And so the range, once filled with cruel laughter, would never forget the silence left by a single shot. If this story moved you, share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that remind us of the hidden strength in unexpected places.